Hello, everyone. Welcome to Devotion to Promotion. We are managing Nuneaton Borough with Football Manager 2020. We are in the midst of our first season. And in this episode, stick around to see how we did over our first 11 matches. We'll take a look at 3 key signings that we've made. We will talk about a couple of the issues that we're seeing with the match engine. And then we're going to square off against 9th place Southport in what will promise to be a big match for our season. So stick around for this episode. So we mentioned in our previous episode that August was a packed month for us with 9 matches out of our 46 league matches, 9 matches out of our 46 matches happening in August. We actually played 2 more after that, so we are somewhat into our second month of September. And let's take a quick look at the standings here. We've done okay, I guess. We currently sit at near the bottom, 19th place, but predicted and slated for 23rd. We are in 19th. We're out of the relegation zone by a whole point. Yeah, lots of breathing room. We at one point were above relegation by about 4 points and sitting in 17th place. We've dipped a little bit over the last 3-4 games though, and we're starting to lose that buffer a little bit. But all things considered, I think it's been a fairly successful month considering what shape we started out the season in. Let's take a look at how we've done in our schedule. The August match of the month was our 2-0 loss against Needham Market, where we really didn't have players in. Things didn't get much better by the time Stockport County came and played us. We lost that match 3-1. We then picked things up a little bit. Our defense sharpened up a little bit. Gateshead and Kettering Town, we tied 1-1. We then lost another match. So after 5 matches, we had only 2 points. We then won a couple, tied the next 3. So we had a 5-match run where we didn't lose anything. And a couple of these were actually against teams quite a bit better than us. I think actually our 1-0 win here is against Telford United. And they are in 7th place and were in 7th place when we played them. We then tied Kidderminster Harriers, and they actually sit in 3rd place. We played them on the road and tied them 2-0. Then a tough match against Bradford, PA. I think they sit in 5th place. And even though we ended the first half up 1-0, we gave up 3 second-half goals and lost that match for the first time we lost in 6 matches here. So altogether, we picked up the pace a little bit in the back half of the month and seemed to be holding our own even against some of these tougher teams. We do have some easier matches coming up later in the month, month of September. So all in all, I'm feeling like things are going okay. I mean, they could turn and we could have a disastrous season, I'm sure. But, 11 points, 11 matches, and I think we can play a little bit better as some of our players that are still coming in get into match shape. And with that in mind, let's take a look at some of our transfers. We had about £4,000 worth of money to spend here and we've used up pretty much. I think we may have used up all of it. I mean, if you got money, you might as well spend it, right? Kind of thing. And we picked up a lot of players here. I don't know how many that is. It's more than 3, but we're only going to talk about 3. The big one I'd like to talk about is somewhat of a risk. Ivor Lawton. He is a midfielder. He's only appeared twice off the bench for us. We're spending £800 a week for him, which is only £25 less than what I make. By far the most expensive signing I've made in a Vanarama National North or South campaign in FM 19 or FM 20 now. This is our first season. The thing that intrigued me about this is take a look at these mentals. The guy's a genius, right? 13, 12, 13, 11, 12, 11. Got no flair, so he's pretty straight ahead thinker here. Leadership, 14, off the ball, positioning, teamwork. Mental column is just through the roof good for this level. I mean, this is a much, much better player than this level would dictate to. Physical, he's okay. I'm trying to find guys with good acceleration and speed. He's got a 9 and an 8. It's kind of meh, but I'm kind of curious just to see how he plays. I mean, none of these are bad. They're just not kind of quick, which you'd like to see at this level. Technically, he's kind of a mess, but his passing and marking are kind of okay for this level. Dribbling's okay. Can't shoot, but I'm not going to ask him to shoot. He's more of a defensive-oriented midfielder, which we kind of need. But anyway, I'm very curious to see how he plays. And when we did sign him, look at this. His value, £38,500, which is 3 times that of our next highest valued player. So maybe even if things turn out badly, we could sell him for a considerable profit here, although we are spending £800 a week to keep him. So depending on how long we keep him, we might not make money. But anyway, I'm curious to see how he's played, and he will start his first match for us today. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to pick this match, is that he's finally close enough to match sharpness, 79%, that I think we can put him in without having it be a disastrous endeavor. So he's going to play. Real quick, a couple of other players that I wanted to show you. In terms of our signings, we picked up, here he is. You may have remembered from last year, Christian Nangessen, who had a couple of big matches for us in our Hampton and Richmond save last year with FM19. He just floated in and asked to try out for the team. So I said, oh, yeah, I remember you. So I gave him a tryout, signed him on a non-contract. He's down in our under-23s right now, but he's got pretty good numbers this year, too. So I'm kind of curious to see if we can get him some time. Maybe he can come up and catch some time on the first team. I really liked him in our last save. He just had this kind of ability to play way beyond what you would expect him to play. So I'm wondering if he'll carry over with that same kind of thing in this save as well. One other player I wanted to take a look at to show you is a striker that we picked up, Tyrone Ofori. Benbow has not been doing all that well, although he's picked up a couple of goals lately, but just not scoring, which we'll bring up. I'll talk about that in one of the other issues here too. But Tyrone Ofori gets rated at 2.5 stars. Potential ability is much, much greater. Looks like he's got a lot of issues going on. He is slotted at a regional Premier Divisions level, so he has no business playing well at this level, but he came in at a reasonable amount of wages, and looking at his numbers, he's one of those guys, again, who's nothing really outstanding or excellent, but everything kind of okay. So with that in mind, I figured, well, okay, let's give him a shot. And he's played 7 matches for us right now, 4 goals, 2 assists, and a 7.31 rating. I think he's the second highest rated player in the league ratings right now. So complete surprise, outstanding surprise, and those I think are kind of our big 3 signings for now. Let's take a moment now, however. I wanted to mention a couple things because strikers do remind me of this issue. If we look at our squad, we were hoping for real big things out of Luke Benbow. And he has played 9 matches now with 2 goals. He just got a goal in the last match. But we're not seeing anyone score 1v1s. Both of his goals actually have been on 1v1s. He got 1 in the last match. But I've probably seen 16, 17, 18, maybe 20 1-versus-1 situations, clear breakaways, striker screaming down the field, goes right in on the goalkeeper, and they kick it right at the goalkeeper, or they completely miss the net. So there's only been 2 out of those 20 or so that I've seen actually go in the net, both of them by Bembo and 1 in the last match. So it clearly seems like, at least that I'm seeing down here at the lower levels, there's something going on with the match engine with breakaways. And I'm curious if anybody else, are you seeing the same thing with your saves? Or is that you having trouble scoring these goals on 1v1? And it's not just our team, it's the opponents too. No teams are scoring. So it's almost like once the other team gets a breakaway, I go, oh, thank God, we're safe. And then sure enough, they either kick it at our goalkeeper or miss the net. So something's wrong there. The other issue that I'm seeing, which is kind of interesting, is defensive ratings are really low. If we look at our squad and we filter out all the positions, now our defenders are nothing great here, but if you look at average ratings, 6.67 is the highest, 6.5, 6.4, all the way down to 6.3. And this is pretty consistent across the league. So even for the better teams, the only defenders that are getting good ratings are the ones with goals and assists. And the other ones just are all, it looks like about 0.3 or 0.4 kind of a rating lower than what they should be. The problem with that, of course, is that the fans, and when they evaluate us, so if we come into club info here, and club vision, and we look at performance, then we look at, I think it's club vision here. Nope, match performance. Well, anyway, if we look at transfers, maybe this is it. Yeah, here we go. And then we start looking at these players. We see that they're just not happy with defenders. So Christian Oxlade-Chamberlain is one of our outside backs. He's come in at right back and disappointed with his first few performances and fear his loan spell could be a colossal waste of time. C-. Another one down here, these two, this defender, Bamford, C. Jake Thomas, C. they're not playing that badly, but they're getting bad ratings, and that's causing our fans and then our board to rate us more lowly, to evaluate us more lowly on the fact that these guys aren't performing very well. And if we look at on our schedule here too, we look at results over the last, even just go back over any of these games, we can see defenders here. Oxlade-Chamberlain gets a red rating 6. The other team's left back gets a red rating 6. If we go back into the game before that, one of their center backs gets a red rating of a 6. And these are usually pretty rare in my experience with FM19 and with other versions of Football Manager. Here we have a 6, a 5.8, so 2 red ratings in the game before that. That's Leamington. And here's Hartlepool, red rating 5.7 for their left back. And we can just go back through every game like this and see, here's Cousin Dawson, a rating of 6. We did pretty well in that game. We won 3-1 and had a ton of shots. Telford United 1-0. So a game which really only one goal scored. Oxlade-Chamberlain gets a 5.9. Smalley, their outside right back, gets a 5.8. So you get the point. I could keep doing this, but every game we're seeing 1, 2, sometimes 3 players with extremely kind of unusual red ratings. They're always defenders. No midfielders or no attackers have picked up a red rating in any of our games so far. But I think I went back like 8 matches and there's like something 13 guys have got red ratings. So something's going on with the version of the game, at least at the lower leagues, which is causing our defenders to get rated quite harshly. And that in turn is kind of causing these subtle changes of kind of how players are getting evaluated and how fans and how the board is evaluating your performance. Curious if anybody else is seeing that. Be very interested to know. And midfielders and attackers seem to be fine. So I'm not quite sure. Although I have a sense that the thing that's causing it is there's too much of a weight on goals and assists and not enough on whatever else would go into a rating. Now, that's always been the case, but usually it's worked out pretty well for goalkeepers and defenders in Football Manager to have respectable ratings comparable to midfielders and strikers. But in this version, both goalkeepers is what goalkeepers also seem to suffer from this, so they don't get the red card, the red rating kind of issue. But goalkeepers and defenders, I'm seeing just rated low across the board. I'm kind of curious if anybody else is seeing that as well. But enough of that babblage. Hopefully that was of some interest. I think that covers all of our pre-match items. Let's jump right into the match and get started. We're playing 9th place Southport today. Tactics, here we go. And that's time for team selection, so we will go here. I've primed the team already. See if there's a couple things to mention. Ginadou's still playing well, although his ratings are somewhat low because of that goalkeeper getting a low rating issue, but he's been making some really good saves, and our defense has been okay. Kind of sticking with our same defensive formation here, although we are working in some newer defenders as they get into match shape. Lawton again getting his first start today. Devine is another midfielder we've picked up who's performed very, very well. I think he's at over the last few matches here, I believe he's above 7.06 rating. Ofori has been our outstanding pickup at striker so far, and he's usually been playing beside Benbow, but I need to rest him because they've all been kind of burned out with too many matches. Oxlade-Chamberlain out here at right back. I think he should be really good, but because of that thing with defender ratings, he's getting hammered on some of his ratings, but not much I can do about that. We have had good results since we shifted to a 4-4-2 formation, so we're going to play that today, trying to keep the instructions simple. I do have a kind of an aggressive version, or more offensive version, and then more of a cautious version. Playing at home today, I'm risking it and going for a little bit more of an attacking, well, kind of a balanced approach to this match. So pretty straight 4-4-2. It seemed to be what's working best for us. And with that in mind, it's time to jump into the engine. I have also been seeing some stuttering with the match engine in our last couple of matches, so I'm hopeful that this will be okay. If it does stutter a little bit, my apologies. Let's go in and do our opposition instructions real quick. Looks like they're coming at us as well with the 4-4-2. Our assistant doesn't have any confidence. Okay. One of the other things I noticed is that our assistant manager has suggested some absolutely crazy lineups for games. I mean, I don't listen to him anyway. I just ignore the guy, basically. I've ignored assistant managers for like the last 3 seasons of playing Football Manager because I just don't think their advice has been any good. But usually it's in the realm of, okay, I get it. But this was like, what are you talking about? These are just crazy ideas. Team talk. I know how hard you're all working to end this poor run of turn. We've only lost one of our last... I guess we've had some draws and stuff. Let's try that. That's fine. And this does seem to be working again. There's a lot more to come from you, and I believe in you. They are starting to listen to me now. We've had 11 games together, and most of them are listening. Who's nervous here? Devin Kelly Evers. This guy, he is an outside wing. Devin Kelly Evers. For whatever reason, I'm getting this message, as well as our goalkeeper, Jinadu, that he's unhappy with how I'm treating him. And I don't quite get that because nothing bad has happened. And Jinadu in particular has started every game. So I'm not quite sure, like, what's your problem, dude? I don't get why you could be upset. So I'm a little baffled about what's going on there. But hopefully they work these glitches out of the match engine and out of the game pretty soon. Especially defender ratings. It is kind of frustrating to see I don't really know how well they're doing when you really feel like you can't trust the ratings. You know, if they're all bad, for example. Our ball, and Evans hits it into the other side. Making a foot forward. What was that whistle for? Oh, tripped. Oh, okay. Free kick. We have not scored a free kick yet. Sharp takes them. Okay. What's going on here? Is this their highlight? Benjamin. Nice. Henschel picks it up, cuts in and grabs that. So we've had a couple shots here. I haven't messed around yet with the skin. I'm still using the same one, but I would like to have it be the same ability as these other ones. Sorry, we have some things printing out here beside us. Someone else in the house here is printing out some stuff. I apologize if you can hear that noise. Nice. A little bit of motion here off on the side. Sharp cuts in. Forey, Kelly Evans, Divine. There it is. Oh, right at the keeper. Oh, Forey usually hits those of late. We are outshooting them and outplaying them so far. So outpossessing. Maybe should I tip it to positive here? Dare I do that? Against the 9th place team? Let's do it. You only live once. Got to take some risks to see what's going on. Uh-oh. That's a lower league shot for you right there, huh? That was pretty wide. Okay, Sharp picks it up, drives it forward to Divine. Divine attacking midfielder. Oh, right at the keeper. I'm going to demand more. I feel like we should be putting some of these in here. Let's see if they seem to be responding better to demand more as well. Early on, that kind of freaked them out. Over the top. Was it offside? Wow, that was a lot closer to a goal than I would have expected. I didn't see that coming here. Uh-oh. Nice. Divine picks it up, hits it forward, and out of bounds to nothing. Some of these highlights are kind of low lights. That's going to be a goal. Oh, Jinadu with another big save. The other thing I've noticed here, they're all focused. I feel like I should shout again. I always worry when the other team is. Gosh. Okay. Pause. Take a deep breath. Positive did not work. They seem to be taking advantage. Let's go back to balanced here. I'm almost leaning towards cautious now that they kind of sorted things out. A corner that goes to no one or nothing. It's our throw. This feels bad. Yeah, seriously. Oh, good. Okay. I wonder if that's why he's getting these 6 or lower ratings, because he throws the ball to the other team. Maybe he doesn't know what team he's on. Could that be it? He threw the ball to the other team and he kicked the ball to the other team. Sharp. Okay, he's identified the right team here. We have had some pretty funny highlights. Down at this level, it is kind of entertaining to watch how bad some of these players are. Like that. Especially when we play it back to the keeper. Sometimes that makes me nervous. Okay, we're kind of giving it away here. Uh-oh, that's a problem. Don't go off our corner. I just did. Okay. They are kind of dominating play here. I wonder if we want to go cautious. Oh. I don't know if we've scored the... Oh, yeah, we did in the last game. We scored the first goal. That was kind of coming, wasn't it? We've had constant highlights. What is... We left him all by himself. We have 4 defenders on the right side of the net and leave the guy open all by himself on the other side. Okay. Who are we passing this to? What are my instructions? This is terrible. 1 second. We haven't been this bad. I think it's the slightly more direct passing that causes us just to randomly kick it. Let's get rid of that and see if it helps. Did that take it, break, and play here? Yeah, I think we just seem to, when it says direct, it means just like kick it wherever. I don't think that's quite working as intended. I feel like this match engine needs a little bit of help. Get it. Yes. Okay, this is promising. Yes. Finish. Oh, 40. We've actually been a lot better than this. We're not looking very good today. Well, actually, we've outshot them 7-6 and outpossessed them 58% to 42%. They just had that run where they did it and they had one shot and we didn't. So halftime. Okay, what do we say at halftime? The promise was disappointing. Yeah, let's do it. We should be able to finish better than that. A lot more to come from you. I believe you've got what it takes. I'm going to be passionate here. Yeah, it's really fire. Oops, made him nervous. Kelly Evans is still nervous. I'm going to get him out of the game. Let's do that. End team talk. All right, they're ready to walk through walls. My favorite reaction. Okay. Down 1-0. A loss here would hurt. I feel like at home we should be at least picking up a draw against this team if we want to do something. Oh, we just kick it wherever, though. A little free kick, dangerous spot. Go get it. Who is 5 and why is he so slow? That's not Lawton, is it? Where do I see the numbers here? I haven't seen Lawton do anything all game. Oh. More shots. They're uninterested. They are completely uninterested in the game. That's good. Uh-oh. Ofori with a 1-on-1. He's not going to score. Yeah. What do you expect? I've got more printing going on. I apologize if you hear the noise. The printer is just to my right. Kelly Evans. Take it. Do something interesting here. I'm going to stop here and make a substitution. Sadie is a 6.4. He's been terrible. I kind of wish I had Bembo here, but I don't. I'm going to try this guy, Watson, who I think is a little bit more geared towards the poacher role. Let's see what he looks like. He's new, great speed, and good finishing. So I'm hoping he can run by everybody and kick it into the goalkeeper like we do on almost all of our breakaways. But let's try it. Sadie just isn't helping at all. Should I take off Kelly Evans now too? He's just unhappy. Maybe he's just depressed or something. 6.4. See, again, look at our defenders. 6.2, 6.3, 6.3, 6.7. We've given up a goal, but we haven't been that bad. We've actually defended, I think, fairly decently considering the number of shots. We've had 10 shots. They've had 7. Okay. Watson, Kelly Evans, Chamberlain. Oxlade Chamberlain, however, his numbers look pretty good, so I feel like he's going to be a right back, and a good right back, and has played fairly well. This looks promising till that. Lolos, nice tackle, but it's kind of a pass. Yes, okay. This feels exciting. Watson with the breakaway with his speed, and he kicks it into the goalkeeper. I'm not usually picky about match engines or anything, but I feel like this one... What happened there? Indirect free quick... Oh, must have been a foul. Huh? I feel like this one still isn't kind of there for us. Let's pause. Need to make another... Should pay attention to the game, really. Isn't quite there yet. Kelly Evans still... Oh, he's normal now, but he's... not doing very well. Let's bring in Clifton, huh? He's our captain, I think. Confirm sub. Let's do that. And we need to start cranking it up here. Let's go attacking. Is there anything else I should be doing? I'm talking too much and I'm not really paying attention to the match. Let us flip these guys around just a little bit. We'll make him the poacher, put him on the left. Try Ofori as a target man on the right. And let's flip our midfielders too, just because we can. I don't know what it'll do, but maybe if they're man marking or something like that, that'll help. And actually, let's make Lawton support instead of defend. I feel like That's good with attacking. Everybody should start pushing up more anyway. So let's try that. 15 minutes. Be nice to get a goal here. I should probably yell at them too. Shout. Uh-oh. Demand more. Let's do that. Focused. See? Now there. Look at that. We're all green and focused. I like it. But we're not doing anything. 10 minutes to go. We need one more sub. I feel like we should have a goal. Burn. Petter instead of Lawton. Let's do that. Petter is more of an attacking midfielder. So let's take out Lawton from his debut, which has not been all that impressive. Let's put Petter in and make him attack. And that will give us 2 attacking midfielders. We'll attack right down the middle. Do I attack down? Nah, we'll just do that. Okay. All our chips are in the table. 5 minutes. Let's shout to push forward. There. Fired up. Oh, before he's frustrated. We've had 15 shots to 7. We're gonna lose 1-0, aren't we? One more highlight. Come on. Oh, here we go. Maybe 20 seconds. Kick the ball forward. That's it, isn't it? Gosh. Maybe. Oh. Full time. Sky Sports News was here. Sky Sports was at our game. I must admit that I personally had this one down as a draw. Still, I've been proved wrong, and Southport may have come away with the result that they will be delighted with. 2 losses in a row. It's an ominous sign here. Everybody's calm and motivated. I'm not happy with your performance. Let's just end the team talk. Wow, nobody good. Everybody 6.5, 6.6, 6.4. There you have it. We are in 20th place. Same number of points as the relegation zone with Farsley. We do have a goal advantage to them. I mean, I guess Southport, they're in 6th place now that they beat us. So they are one of the top kind of third of the league here. And we did outshoot them. So there's some positives there, but not picking up a goal and not picking up a point or a badly needed win. It's been a while now since we've won. We have not won in 5 matches, and we've only got 2 wins on the year. We kind of look like, I hate to say it, but it looks like we're heading right towards a relegation battle. But anyway, moving forward, we have 6 matches left this month. Again, 2 a week. We're starting with the players we've got, and we can handle the load, I think, much better. But 2 a week. Some of these matches are against easier teams. I think Ashton United sits in 24th, dead last. So we'll have them at home, too. That would be a nice one to win. FC United's down to rust. Evesham is maybe how you say it. I'm not sure on the pronunciation. We got them in the FA Cup, our first match of the FA Cup. Kings Lynn, I think, is down around us too, 17th. And then York City's good. But so of our next 5 matches, 4 of them are teams floating around with our performance levels. So hopefully Darlington is not. So yeah, for the next 6. So hopefully we can pick up some points in here. I'm still optimistic we're going to be okay, but starting to get nervous that we haven't won in a while. And so we'll see how it goes. The board's still happy. I still have a job, so it doesn't look like I'm going to be imminently fired. And that brings us to the end of this episode. We will go forward. I'll finish the matches this month. Also, this week is a holiday week here in the United States, so I am only putting episodes up Monday, and this is the Wednesday episode. Next one, I'll probably put a weekend episode up on Saturday, but it might be Monday as I'll be traveling for a few days. So if I don't put anything up, I haven't given up. I just have some travel going on over a 5-day stretch that's going to prevent me from moving forward with things. Thank you again for coming by. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that would be greatly appreciated, or subscribe if you haven't, and hit notifications if you want to find out when the next episode will be out, especially with this break. If you are celebrating the holiday, have a happy holidays. I hope you enjoy your turkey and your time with family and friends, and we'll see you at our next match, which will probably be Blythe Spartans on the 13th of October, and that'll be coming up either Saturday or Monday. Thanks again, and have a great day.